Who can turn the world on with her smile? Who can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. You can have the telling, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all. You're gonna make it after all.
Oh my God.
That was rough.
What is going on?
Oh, not exactly the way I wanted to start back after our little hiatus. When we were out just drinking right from the bottle.
That 5 minutes just now is.
We wanted to be outside, and
we set up.
And then
the Wi-Fi was crappy.
Bad Wi-Fi. It was terrible. So
there was a small gale force winds blowing through the yard.
Yeah.
So we bailed.
We did.
But then we had Victoria in the box, Judy in the box. And we're just scrambling around.
Running.
Victoria probably thinks like, what
did I agree to do?
Right, so how do you cope with situations?
We drink wine.
Right here.
And it looks like nice wine.
Yeah, we're going Phelps.
Okay.
In honor of Napa.
Nice. I like
I'm
that.
going to Napa soon. I can't wait.
Cool. I'm going to Palm Springs.
Oh, wait. You were just in Florida. It's enough.
I'm going in. I went from Memorial Day to Florida, and now for Labor Day, I'm going to Palm Springs.
Nice life.
Me and Judy and Joanne.
Where does Judy get all this free time?
Judy is a woman of leisure.
Okay,
so cheers.
Good to be back.
Good to be back. We have a lot of.
But I guess I was replaced last week
by Bridget.
That's where I see the mother-daughter duo going.
She's she's not. She goes, oh, what are we going to talk about? How long is this going to be? Like, there's a lot of restrictions.
Oh, she's got you on restricted.
Oh, she's like, how long is this going to be? I did that. I'm like, oh my God. So it's a little crazy, but I got a lot of
serenity now.
I
got you.
So we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We're going to put that off until later.
Yeah.
So stick around because we have some exciting news and some big things to talk about.
Yep.
But we have a guest, and it's been a little bit since we've had a guest.
It's been a while. I wonder if my interviewing chops are still good.
I'm sure
if they were ever good.
They were exquisite.
I don't know.
And I'm sure they are. I'm sure that they are.
Book reading was involved, but you kind of didn't lead me to believe that I had to read a book. So
because
I'm going to have to get into the book thing because I've been doing a book a month.
Mm-hmm.
That's my resolution. I'm on pace, by the way.
You are
100%.
Okay, it's because I'm reading a book now too, besides Victoria's.
So you're trying to do 2 in a month?
Well, sure. And this one was because I wanted to read as much as I could before the interview, but I want to finish it because it's
good.
Really good.
I read a lot of reviews, and once you're in it, you're in it to win it.
You're in it. So
that's kind of cool.
And so I think that we should probably bring her on.
Yeah, hell's yeah.
And talk. Oh God, my neck is stiff from running up down.
I thought you were gonna fall down the stairs. We were really panicking. I'm like, you fall down these stairs. And
I was like, I own the wine cellar.
And she's like, oh, I'm gonna own your wine cellar. I'm like, that's some kind of partnership.
I'm gonna move right in. I'm gonna bring my bed. I'd be so happy in here.
All right.
Life would be
fantastic. You want your phone that's over there?
Oh, that would be delightful. Yeah, because I want to see who's watching. I think it's us.
That's a great view right there. Hello.
There it is. There it is, ladies.
How's a microphone? All of you people.
I hope that we're using a new mic. We have the blue snowball.
Yeah, is it working? Michelle, let me know if that's working.
I don't know if it's working, but hopefully.
Paul, is this working?
Paul, can you hear us?
Yeah, is the mic a little better than what it usually is?
Forget about the fact that I don't have a tan. We know I don't have a tan. It takes me forever to tan. I won't be tan till August.
Well, I have a funny sunscreen story. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But first, we're going to bring on
why don't you do the intro?
Victoria. Victoria Arnstein.
Yep.
She is a comedian.
Yep.
And now she is an author. She just wrote a book called Impress Yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Victoria Arnstein. And there's her book. Welcome, Victoria.
Wow. Promotion. I love it. That's awesome.
Loud and echo, Paul said.
Loud and echo.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. And I have
Do you hear an echo? Thank you,
No.
Victoria.
Thank you. I have to give a compliment to
Okay,
Roseanne.
good. Go ahead.
I have to give a compliment to Roseanne because, hello, I am really impressed. I'm really impressed that she was in Annie on Broadway. That's it. I'm so impressed. I mean, any child.
Yeah, she didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah. No, and any child that gets, I always wanted to be on Broadway. That I started out in musical theater, in community plays, and then I was encouraged to do Broadway. Then my father passed away, and I had to get a real job right away. And I stayed in those jobs. Like I never left. And in those days, it was much harder to get in a union and know people, and everything was just a mess, and I needed to make money. So there went that. But then I wanted to do comedy. I don't know if you have any questions for me. I'm just rambling right now. You froze for a second. Are you guys there?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to do comedy.
Yeah, you froze.
Oh, I froze too. When I wanted to do comedy, I was a single girl living in a very small community in Brooklyn, a Jewish little community, and it was unheard of. You don't do comedy. You don't get out there and talk about your sex life. And I was a virgin. Like I was like, no way. And stay up till 2 a.m. and do an open mic in some dodgy place. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So I was like, squashing that dream. And I always admired stand-up comics. I always admired them. I always got the specials from HBO, and I always got the videos from Howie Mandel and Stephen Wright, Wendy Liebman. And then I saw Wendy Liebman at the Comic Strip Live I was throwing a bachelorette party for my sister-in-law to be. And I was like, "You're Wendy Liebman." She goes, "Yeah, I am." Like that. I was like, "Oh my God." I was in such awe. And what's so funny? I went to the bar part in the Comic Strip Live. Of course, I know it now very differently. But I walked over to one of the comics that was sitting at the bar, like all hunched over, like he looked depressed. I go, "You were really funny. You were so amazing." I must have been 18. He goes, "I sucked." I go, "Oh my God, why are you saying that about yourself?" I didn't know anything. I was so naive. I was so naive about comics.
You think comics are hard on themselves more than the audiences?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I think you better unplug it.
Then unplug it?
Unplug it.
It's here?
Yeah.
How are we doing now? Better?
Yeah. Is anybody still with me now? They care? Yeah, I heard
a lot of echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that comics are definitely their own worst critic, don't you, Victoria?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, I also race. I used to race in running races, and I always was against myself, my own time. Are you okay? You see me, or am I frozen?
Yeah,
no, we can hear you.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. I was always racing in races, and I always went against my own time. I was never competitive. I'm not a competitive person. I don't care what anybody else is doing. So that's why it was also important for me to write this book, because not everybody has that gene. They care what everybody else thinks, what everybody else does.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, what's my caption underneath? Stop waiting for approval from others when you're the one you live with 24/7. I mean, really. And I went through this whole entire thing with my husband where I had to go through something to get to this point also. So what?
And I want to talk about that, because when you look at the cover of the book with the, little girls and the title, Impress Yourself.
That's me.
You have a very different picture, or at least I had a different picture in my mind of what it would be about. And then I started reading it, and you're telling this whole story about this really big event between with your husband, that happened to your husband, and the effect it had on your relationship. And I just didn't see that coming, you know? And you were so honest about it. Were you worried that?
Yeah. Yes and no. I was worried, but I wasn't worried. I mean, if you publish it on Amazon, you could take it off, anytime.
Mhm.
I mean, could it be out there? Yeah. Did I send PDFs to some people? Yeah. But here's the thing, and I'm from a small community, and my mom is very private, very, very private. She hates when I put anything even on Facebook. I once wrote that I was breaking up with my husband. She freaked out. But what happened was I was like, you know what? I have to tell this story. I have to. I know I have to. I know there's somebody out there that has to hear it. So I told it. And my grandfather, who's also very into being private, he loved it. And my mother loved it. And I gave it to them after it was published. So, yeah, that's ballsy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they loved it. But
How
they
did
loved it.
your husband feel about it?
He never read it. He says, I know the story. I don't have to read it.
No, huh?
Although he wrote a book too. And so with my son, he wrote a book called The Making of Bearzilla. This is a lot thicker. This is about him traveling around the world by himself at 16 years old. My husband took him. I mean, my husband didn't take him. He went by himself. He sent him emails every single day. He ended up at the base camp of Mount Everest, $35 a day. He had no idea what his next trip would be or the next thing that he had to do as a chore, like plant a fruit tree right near the airport in Hong Kong, sleep on the floor until you find out you're getting a visa to the other part of China. Don't ask. It was crazy. It's a great book also, The Making of Bearzilla. It's actually much more exciting than mine. Mine is more of like, it was cathartic to write. It was very, therapeutic in a way for me to get it out. But also I used to be a health coach. So I used to, for charity. And by the way, proceeds go to charity for children's hospitals. Did you get that, or did it freeze?
Oh,
I don't know.
Very nice.
Yeah. So what happened was
You got it.
okay. What happened was I ended up making these YouTube videos. Well, now it's called Victoria the Comedian, but I had all these people from health and fitness, and now they just, they watch my videos from comedy. But laughter is one of the pillars of health, so it really goes hand in hand. So what happened was, how did I get into comedy was later on, my husband said that I was funny, and he had no idea that I wanted to be a comedian, a stand-up. He's like, you should do stand-up comedy. You're really good at that. I'm like, I think you'd be good at it. And I'm like, what? And I took a class right away. And turns out the turn of events is that the teacher that I had ended up in one of my shows that I produced. So that's Corey Kahaney. It's a true story. But yeah, and I moved to Hawaii where I didn't know
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to you.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, we have some sort of a delay going on, and I feel terrible because. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, we can hear you perfect.
You're perfect.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I moved to Hawaii, and I just wanted a better life in Hawaii, and I didn't know how this Jew from Brooklyn, New York, was going to make it with the Polynesians, and how was I going to tell jokes when I just started getting into comedy? I didn't touch comedy for 3 years. I'm like, I'm not doing no local stuff. I didn't even know if there was a comedy, scene there, and there was. It's like New Jersey, you all have that same type of camaraderie and hatred for the people that you're that you're with. So it's like one of those type of like rotations, you rotate. Okay, you're going on this week, you're going on next week. It's like that. And then there's jealousy, just like any family.
How many years did you live in Hawaii?
7.
How many years did you live in Hawaii? 7.
7. Oh, 7.
What made you move away from Hawaii and then back?
Well, you got to read the book.
Good answer.
I don't want to give it away. That'll give away the book. No, I'm kidding. I don't
That's
care.
funny. That's funny. He didn't know. He didn't know.
I didn't read it, so I apologize.
No,
I
no,
will.
no, it's
I'll
fine.
make that book 7.
Well, now you will. Now you will. But
did you? Well, I'm going to ask.
Go ahead.
Did you like Hawaii?
loved.
Did you like it? Did you love it? Like I don't.
It's on my screensaver.
That's okay.
It's on my screensaver. That was my backyard.
Yeah.
And, wait. That was my backyard.
Yeah,
I swam in the islands. I swam there and back. If I tell you, Obama was my neighbor.
Get out of
Like,
here, really?
Next door neighbor. I didn't vote for him, but he was my neighbor.
No wonder you moved. Thank you. Good night.
Boom.
Yeah.
Let's just get that out of the way. You either hate me
That's
now.
that's the other thing I really want to.
You either hate me
wanted
right
to talk
now.
to you.
What? I'm saying you either
That's what
hate
I
me.
wanted to ask you because.
Right.
Go ahead.
There's a delay. I said you either
This
hate
is
me
terrible.
right now or love me.
Well, you are not afraid to post, and I like reading your posts because not only do you just post, but when people come back at you, you're able to defend yourself.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that because I would never post anything political because I don't feel like I know enough to make a post like that to be able to have that back and forth with someone.
Yeah,
Right.
I would never post anything that I couldn't back up myself or debate, ever. Ever. I wouldn't even comment unless I could debate it. And if I'm proven wrong, I'm just as gracious and I'll say I'm wrong. So I'm just as mean as I am nice. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I'm so nice. I'm not. I'm nice, but I'm also mean. Like I'm right here. You know what I mean? I'll tell you off, but if you're right, I'll tell me off. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. I don't know if this is lagging what you
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have no problem with confrontation. My mother, on the other hand, it's painful to watch, but she's so much more well-liked because she's so graceful and she's so classy. But it's painful to watch for me because I'm like, you're a sucker. You're a freaking sucker. You take it in. And you know what? I don't think that's healthy to take anything in. I'm super healthy. I let everything out. I'll let you know exactly how I feel. Maybe it'll take me a day if I care, but I will tell you eventually. It'll happen. It will.
Right.
If I'm thinking about it for too long, if it festers, it doesn't serve me. I need to purge it. So if I lose the person, I have to be willing to walk away from anyone at any time, including my kids. I'm not even kidding you. This is where I'm at. I have to be willing to do that. So I could, even in a negotiation, if I have to negotiate something, I have to be willing to walk away. It's going to be painful or sting me a little bit, but I have to be willing to do that in order to get my point across or to, and I'm not stubborn. It's not a stubborn thing. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I will tell you all over the place I'm wrong. And I want to be proven wrong because sometimes I hate that I'm right about things because they're so bad. You know what I mean? The stuff that I'm right about, I hate being right about. You know what I mean? And just yesterday, I run an open mic every week on Wednesdays at Broadway Comedy Club. Shameful plug, 3 and 5 o'clock. But anyway, this comedian, I asked him, could you get me more comics and whatever? And he says, he came over to me a day later and he said, I just wanted to let you know, a lot of the comics don't want to come because of your political stance. I said, well, you know what? I don't really care. Because if you're a professional, you wouldn't even care about that. Most of the comedy clubs are owned by people that have the same exact opinions that I do, and yet they're still at those comedy clubs. But to them, I'm expendable. They can go to somebody else's mic. I'm like a middleman. They can go to another one. But I can tell you this. They're probably not going to go far if that's where they're at, because you have to wipe that clean. I do. So I know that if you're mature enough, you can do it. But if you're not going to hack it in the real world of business. You're just not going to hack anything. You're not going to be able to make it. And that's their problem.
Well, it's funny that everybody is so divided now that would actually stop somebody from going out, making a living, having fun. Like, we're supposed to be having fun, right? That's comedy. And to be able to put those differences aside and just go up, do a great show, not worry about it, because there's more things that we're in common about than we are separated about.
Yeah.
But we make those issues so big,
huge.
They become so big, and and you're right. Shame on them, because that's no way to navigate the world. You're going to have to deal with people that you don't like all the time, that you do get along with. It's just, that actually makes me sad. I'm actually sad that that's what's going on. That somebody.
It's one thing to say that you don't like somebody's personality, like Trump. They'd say they don't like his personality. His tweets were bad. I'm like, so turn off Twitter. How about you not having dinner with him anytime soon? But if you're ruining a country, that's where I'm supposed to be more angry with the people that voted for someone that's ruining my country. Nothing was ruined with Trump. Nothing. If anything, it improved. So I'm not on the side of right or left. I don't care if someone gets an abortion. To hell with that, all that shit. I don't care if someone's gay. I never did. So that it's not a right or left thing. It's who's doing the job and getting it done. I want bottom line. I like a bottom line. Yeah, I like a bottom line. I don't care about a personality. I don't get hurt or offended. It's not personal to me. And even if it were, I don't care. There's something about that's really golden. And I wish more people had it. This generation is so messed up. It's so, I pity the future. But I do think that their next war is going to be against robots and AI. I just do. Like they're just not going to know how to handle any type of brawn, because everything's going to be computerized. Everyone's going to be replaceable because we already see it, and they're just going to run amok because a lot of people are not skilled in AI. They don't even know what to do. So there's going to be like this whole shift that's going to go on. You see it now. The next generation is doing everything with tech, but they don't have eye contact. They can't look at you in the eye. They're like autistic or something.
Being an assistant principal in a middle school, I have kids every day, and they really do lack the social skills that you need to just carry on a conversation.
Yes.
And one thing today, a kid lost their phone, and someone turned it in, and I have the phone, and it starts to ring. So I figured they borrowed a friend's phone to answer, and I say hello, and they go, and I said, hello, hi. Like they did not know how to say, that's my phone you're on. Where are you? Who are you? They could not. Once I said hello, they were like, I don't know what to do. So that it's true. They really don't know how to have a conversation. There is zero eye contact. You are 100% correct about that.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable.
Overstimulation. They're always looking.
And wait, it gets
going a million miles an hour, and you can't even have
ADD through the roof. But no, what's worse is now that there was this pandemic, which don't even get me started. But now that there was this pandemic that everyone has a fear of, from Dr. Fauci, who's my favorite now, my favorite F word is Fauci. When I stub my toe, I'm going to say Fauci. That's it. Anyway, the children are afraid of germs. They're afraid of them. They're hypochondriacs. They're going to be nuts later. That kind of world where everyone's nuts. Yeah. You already have it now. They're all so hypnotized. It's scary. It's scary. And so, I do have to impress myself. I'm losing friends by the minute. I am losing friends. I got to like myself because that's all I got.
That's the name of your next book, Losing Friends by the Minute.
Losing friends and not influencing
the follow-up book, yes. Losing Friends by the Minute.
No, losing friends and not influencing
they made that
anyone.
Yeah.
But my father paid me to read that book. What's that?
Oh, no kidding.
So let's go back to your book for a second. So what was your purpose in writing? Well, And here it is. What was your purpose in writing it other than it seemed a little cathartic.
Yeah. I had reservations about doing it.
But why did you want to suddenly put this on paper?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a few reasons. I used to make videos about health and fitness, and I always wanted to get this out in a book, but I hesitated and resisted because I'm slightly dyslexic. So it's not perfectly written. I don't care. I also, I had an editor, my mother-in-law. Anyway, she's a genius, so I had her do it. And there's still some mistakes in it, but I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of reading my own book. I'm putting it out there already. It's something that I thought, I was originally going to call it, and about 10 years ago, or a little over 10 years ago, I was going to call it Nerve and How to Get Some. That's what the name of the book was originally. But then I thought to myself, you know what? You got to just impress yourself. You just have to impress yourself. Everyone's so into impressing everyone else. Forget nerve, forget anything else. How about just like yourself, but not in a delusional way? I explain in the book, don't like yourself delusionally. People like it's all or nothing. Love yourself. All these self-help books, love yourself. How about when you love someone, you don't love everything about them. Who are you kidding? You need them in doses. Everyone needs someone in doses. So if you're going to love someone, be realistic about it. You're not going to love everything about that person, and that's okay. Just accept that that's okay. Because if you think that you're getting Prince Charming or you're getting the princess of your dreams, and things change. People gain weight. You shift. People fart at night. It's ugly. There's an ugly truth to this, and people don't realize the ugly side of marriage and the work that you have to do. A lot of people walk away. But I tell you the truth, my next book is probably going to be about relationships.
I think that, as I was reading it and everything, the 8 pillars of health and everything, I get all that. That's about where I got. I want to keep going, but I really do. I think that's a really good point that you make. If you're not impressed with yourself on a level that you're not like, I'm the greatest thing ever, but if you're not impressed with who you are, then how are you going to impress anyone else? What's the deal?
We learn it.
And
we learn
and I think that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No. I want to hear what you have to say.
I said, what was I going to say? I don't even remember now.
If you don't like yourself.
If you don't like yourself, and I think that people who are entertainers are better at putting out that they are impressed with themselves, that they're good and they feel good and they're out there. But then also on the other side of it, I think they're probably some of the most miserable, especially comedians, some of the most miserable people.
Yes, so I want to touch on that.
I've ever met.
No, I know. I know. That's why I told you before that I went to a comedy club and the guy was he hated himself. Meanwhile, okay, so you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You can't make your life comedy. You can't make your marriage your whole life like I did. You can't put your whole life into your kids. You have to have other things to make you also happy. You know what I mean? You can't just put it all in one place, because if that place goes, you go. And you have to learn that early on in life, that you have to have other things to make you happy. And that way you're satisfied. Like, develop some hobbies, some sort of sport that you like. Something has to, like, I got injured and I had to get a foot surgery. I'm a major runner and I couldn't run. So what do I do? Perish? Kill myself? I know that suicide is a high rate right now. I needed to write this book for that too during the pandemic. It's just alarming that not everybody has a life coach. And I wanted to be in someone's corner. I want to get the book out. And I also became a comedian, not because I'm miserable, because I know how much I love to laugh. I know how much I love it. I want to give it to someone else. You know what I mean? And I'm controversial. I'm controversial when I make jokes, but I want to also shock people and have them think about something dark. You know what I mean? So that we could shed light on it.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, Victoria, who are you targeting this book for? Can anybody read it from teenagers up? Like, what would be your demographic that you want to hit that you think that might have the most impact? Because it feels like, this is good for maybe some of the millennials that we speak of to like read this, even on the,
Oh, I definitely
and understand it, because maybe they're just missing out on so much other cool stuff.
Yeah, well, not everybody has a mentor. Not everybody has a good parent. Not everybody has a sister or a brother that likes them. Maybe they're the youngest in the family and everybody moved out. They need to hear this. I'd say a teenager would definitely hear it. I originally wrote the book for my children because when I die, I want them to know how to get on in life. You know what I mean? Like I've never been silent about it with them. They lived it with me. But they also need to know stuff that I'm not going to be able to tell them later. So that's why I originally wrote the book. So
I think that it could be even somewhat of a cautionary tale to younger people about losing yourself in one thing and then being so completely devastated when that thing is just ripped away from you. So you really do, because I think younger people now, they have like an all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
They can't diversify.
Yeah, don't know what's next.
They don't have the muscles.
They're just focused. And then it's like, oh, what do I do now?
Well, what they don't have, they lack muscles. Everything's a muscle. And if you don't practice with that muscle, that atrophies. And they never develop it. Like I said in the book, if a baby chick is getting out of an eggshell, you can't help it. You'll kill it if you help it. You really will kill it. It has to develop the muscle to fend for itself later on. So that's what people are missing, and they fail and they lack the muscle and the practice. And that's why they don't have eye contact. That's why they're all paranoid. That's why they're all sensitive and they get offended so easily. It's just a very big shit show. It's a perfect storm for a disaster later. And they don't know how to cope. That's the hard part. Because if it is all or nothing, the failure is just so harsh. And they can't adapt. And that's very scary. Adaptation is everything, because things are not going to go your way. And I learned that the hard way. And I kept learning it. And I really believe you're going to get a lesson handed to you the second you learn from this one. You're going to get another one. So get ready. The waves just keep coming. They don't stop.
100%.
As a reminder. Let's just sit by the seashore. And just as a reminder, just to remind yourself, next time you're in front of the waves, say, you know what? Another one's coming. How am I going to deal with it? Another one. Am I going to go under? Am I going to go over? Am I going to die? Which one? What are you going to do? I mean, I was over Coral Reef.
That's a good way to look.
Yeah. I mean, they might not be as fast. And
I'm looking forward to reading the rest of the book, and I'm going to call you and talk about it when I'm done, because I'm really enjoying it, and I want to talk to you more about it. And I want to come to the city now that things are opening up, and I want to do one of your open mics as soon as I'm done with work.
And do one of my shows. My shows are amazing.
One of your open mics.
And do one of my shows. We do amazing shows. I mean, I do it. I put on major. I always have two headliners. So you're guaranteed to have your guests like it. It's not just going to be, up and coming.
Yep.
You're going to have some of those, and they're going to bring people, and then you have the pros, and then it lifts the show, and it's a really beautiful symbiotic way to have a show. And my show had 60 people last week, just a few days ago, in that small room upstairs.
Great.
Yeah, and I give incentives. I give incentives to comedians to bring people. You know what I mean? Like I'll give them money back, or I'll not money back as a refund, but like I'll give them $5 each person that they get after 6 people or something, or after 8 people, and then, or I'll give them a free video, just like, you've heard that before, but also you get free open mics, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I would love to come and do one of your shows and see one of your shows and just talk. So when I finish the book, I'm going to reach out to you on our little messenger that we've been communicating on. And, I would love to just talk to you more about it. But I do really appreciate you coming on the show. And I'm sorry for some of the technical difficulties.
Glitches tonight.
A lot of glitches we have to work out, but.
No, we'll do also an Instagram. I know you used to do an Instagram break.
That's
yourself.
awesome messaging.
Yes.
That whole thing. So I will make it one of my.
No, you can't do. Well, now I have StreamYard, and so you can't go live on Instagram with StreamYard yet.
Oh.
Just YouTube and Facebook. So I'm waiting for them to get on Instagram.
Yeah.
I waited forever to get on Clubhouse. I finally got invited, and then I couldn't get on with an Android. I finally got on with the Android because they allowed it, and now I never go on it.
I never go on either. I got in there, and I never go.
I don't know.
Maybe we should start a room on Clubhouse, Victoria.
Yeah, we could. It took me 10 years. It took me 10 years to finally do Twitter, and now I'm addicted. I absolutely love Twitter because that's how I write my jokes. I just get it. It's like a snapshot of my brain, and I just get it out there. Sometimes I spell it wrong, and I have to do it over, but I put it out there, and then I put it on my stories to test it, and people react to it, and then I'll put it on as a post, and then I'll make it into a joke on stage. This is how my process works. And it's only 145 characters. It's 145 characters, so it trims the fat. So it's like, oh, okay. I didn't think it was user friendly, or what was I doing with it? I had Facebook, I had all these stories and posts to put, but I'm like, what are you putting up? Just get the point out, So I like.
Yep. You got to follow her on Twitter. She's funny. So, Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Please, everybody, hold your book up.
Yes.
Hold your book up.
Shameless plug number 12. Go.
Amazon, right?
Amazon. The link is in my bio in my Instagram, Victoria the Comedian.
Okay.
Yes, Victoria the Comedian.
Yes, sure. Victoria the Comedian. Go on Instagram.
Proceeds go to.
It's a quick read, but it's very interesting.
Thank you. Well, you get a golden nugget or two. You'll get a golden nugget or two from it. So
you do.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Victoria. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye. I'm so upset with this sound and the freezing.
I don't understand what's going on.
And StreamYard just hit my credit card again.
We had like a little echo thing going on.
Yeah.
Bring Judy on a second.
Let's get Judy on. She's probably not even paying attention. Hi, Judy.
Judy.
Judy. Judy.
No, I wasn't really. It kept sounding like somebody was flushing a toilet.
I don't know what the heck.
What?
Going back.
But I don't know.
I don't know
because
either.
the sound was echoing through the computer on the other side.
Do you know what I think we need?
A studio?
No. Yes. But no.
An intern? Thank you, people.
No. A board.
A board?
A soundboard.
A soundboard?
A small one.
Oh, Christ. I can't even get this thing to work. This is supposed to be a good microphone.
I know.
Want to try it again?
We could. Plug it in. Let's see what happens. Judy, we're plugging in the microphone. Let us know what happens.
Judy, let us know.
Okay.
And hold one of you that are watching Judy. We have. Sorry, man.
It is. It is.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How does it
sound? Does it sound better?
Sounds
I'm
great.
wondering if it was her connection.
Could have been.
I'm wondering
Did
if
you
it
lose
was
us
hers.
a lot during the feed, Judy, or not?
She wasn't watching.
Did
what?
Did we freeze? Oh.
Occasionally.
this thing's got full bars.
What is your gem, Judy?
I don't have one. Actually, I
I'm
really
telling you,
want
Mom,
to
like-
apologize for last week. I was in the airport and I was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Just a little bit.
Drunk.
What? Okay, I'll go. All right,
Inebriated.
I'll give you that. And I was not responsible for any content
Hammered.
of that particular broadcast. But
You did not happen to see that, did you?
I did not.
Right. I am tasking you with watching it later
Okay, I'm gonna
because
watch it.
she was on the phone and she kept doing a close up in a way that I said to her when I saw her, I was like,
you're freezing.
it was
You
not
just
good.
froze.
The way you had the phone and the way you kept moving it, you kind of looked like your face was elongated like an aardvark.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I couldn't hear anything. It was very loud there. They kept making annoying announcements.
Damn
So I was
airport.
trying to hear.
Where's
What?
oh, yeah.
And then right after
There you
that,
go.
the airport cleared
So-
out and it was so quiet, you could hear a pin drop. Literally, it really was.
Of course.
It was. And
Of
Naturally.
course. Of course.
and then, Roseanne, you would have been very upset because the bar closed at 7:00. And my
Oh,
flight was,
What?
last week.
yeah, yes, 7:00.
7 o'clock?
Yeah, they
I'm
said
just
they were
Oh,
short.
it's 7 o'clock.
I know, that's
I'd
why.
be thinking about
That's
going
why
out
I
at 7
had to drink. I had to drink fast, and we had to, and I got
Fast and
two.
furious.
I had 2 drinks, and I had to drink them fast. So that was unfortunate.
drink 'em
It was
fast.
an
Wow.
unfortunate series of events.
Yes.
So anyway, today I went
Anyway,
to the
well, you look-
dermatologist. What? What?
I said you look lovely.
Oh, well, thank you. I have no makeup on because I went to the dermatologist and I didn't want to cover up all the old age spots just in case.
Uh-huh.
But I did go under the knife, as you could see. It hurts. It hurts.
Skin
But,
tag?
What is
Huh?
it?
Skin tag.
Skin tag.
Yeah. She had a skin tag taken off.
you would, and I had some other thing removed.
I have. Oh, one of the little, yeah, I know what
Little
you're talking
fleshy thing.
about. Yeah.
That you sometimes,
Yeah.
when you got one, you just sit there and you play with it because it's there and you just like twiddle
No.
it between.
Well, that's what you call it? I didn't know they called that.
I don't like
I called it
playing
something
with it.
else, like penis or something. You play with it because you have nothing else to do? No? All right. Oh.
I've neglected one. I
Anyway,
should
well,
have-
I'm
I
glad
should
that you're
have
okay
one.
and that you're,
Yeah, I'm still alive. Mhm.
well, you can always go back.
What?
Well, I'm glad.
You
So,
need to get some good
All right.
equipment. You really need better equipment. Now you froze.
I'm trying. I think it would work good.
You just froze.
I don't know. All right.
Any-
See what I'm
Anyway.
saying?
All right.
All right.
I mean, the
I'll
router
let
is
you go.
literally
I know.
20 feet away.
I don't know. Maybe you need to get a better router. All right.
We haven't had these problems before, though.
We haven't. I don't know
We
what
just
the
haven't.
issue is.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
I-
All right,
I'm
Judy.
sorry. I'm
I'll talk
sorry
to you
for
later.
you.
It's
All
okay.
right. All right.
It's okay.
Don't be
Good
sorry.
talking to
It'll be
you.
okay. We got a whole trunk full of wine.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Toodaloo. Bye.
I'm like
Ah,
so pissed.
I'm annoyed. I'm so annoyed. So let's just we only have a little bit of time left because, and thank you, Paul. I did see all your comments, but I didn't want to talk and answer because the connection was so poor, and I didn't want Victoria to think that I was interrupting her. But you know,
She was awesome. She had a lot of good content.
yeah, she's really
And I
funny.
had so
Actually,
many other questions. And just I felt like every time
I
I,
know.
talked, it kind of froze on us. Nah.
well, we may have to have her
Repeat
back,
guests, for
and
sure.
yeah, definitely. But we got some big stuff coming up.
We do.
Not just me, us.
It's really you.
It's kind of us a little bit.
It's your gig.
It is, but you're a part of it.
Yeah, but I'm just there to do the show.
Why are you yelling?
I don't know.
Does this thing work?
We have a
Test,
microphone.
1, 2, 1. Syllabus.
So, all right. So let me do some shameless plugs.
Go
okay?
for it.
So June 18th, I'm going to be at McGuire's.
Hello.
It's John Butera's birthday show.
Okay.
So he books a lot of shows, and he's given me a ton of opportunities to get on stage. He's given my daughter a ton. So it's his birthday show, and I couldn't be happier that we're doing it, and we're doing it at McGuire's, which is such a great comedy club. It's such a great room.
venue.
Great venue. Then June 23rd.
23rd.
Bridget and I are back in the Long Island Laugh Off competing for the funniest person on Long Island.
Is there like a competition between like you and her?
100%. I want to kick her ass this year.
Wow.
She got 3rd place last year. I want 3rd place this year. But I really want her to get 1st place this year. So I don't really want to kick her ass.
Yeah, so what did that whole comment mean?
I know. I want to beat her, but I don't. Because I'm her mother. So I want to see her do better than me.
Okay.
But
that is a natural parenting thing, is to see your child do better than you, but you don't seem to have that going on.
No, but I do.
You want to win.
Well, I would love to win. And if she wasn't a part, okay, so last year I got to the 2nd round, and then I got eliminated.
Yeah.
She made it to the final round.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah, go Bridget. But before that, I was kind of like, well, at least I hope the both of us make it, because it would kind of suck if I got kicked out. But, but I'm competitive.
That's what I'm saying. You want to win it.
I do. I want to win it. I want to be the funniest one.
What if you two are like the finalists?
Oh, God. That's a lot of pressure.
Just step down and say, I relinquish. I can't.
No.
Oh, that'd be so honorable.
It would be, but I'm not that person.
Forget it, Bridget. So
okay.
She's taking you down one joke at a time.
So June 18th, June 23rd, that's at McGuire's also.
Oh, hello, McGuire's.
And then June 24th.
June 24th.
Is a Thursday.
Yes.
It's a Brace Yourself Day.
It's a Brace Yourself Thursday.
And we are going to be broadcasting live from Kitty Mulligan's in Bayshore, where we are going to have, in my mind, the epic Chris Grando, Rich Walker meeting.
I don't know if this is so epic for you.
It's just big for me.
All right.
And
I'm excited for it.
You're going to get your little...
I am not.
A little comedy chops going. You wrote a joke.
I wrote one joke.
We're working on it. We're going to incorporate it. I've got ideas. We'll talk later.
I want to change the joke already.
Okay, good. That's good. And
I may not even show up that day.
You're showing up.
I may be like, yo, I'm sorry.
Because I'll come.
Maybe I need to read Impress Yourself before I do.
You're going to be fine. And then that night.
Yeah, well, tell everybody that night, like, what's going on.
So we're going to do the show from Kitty Mulligan's. Right. We're going to interview the owner, Steve Birmingham, who's a great guy, and he's opened this great venue in Bayshore, Islip for the town. And I'm doing, Bridget and I are producing our first comedy show.
First comedy show. You want to name your production company?
Pepperbridge Comedy.
Pepperbridge Comedy. Instead of,
like Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farms.
It's Pepperbridge Comedy. And we have Rich Walker, who's headlining.
Funny individual.
Very funny.
I don't know why you think there's animosity.
No, I don't think there's animosity. I just want you guys to meet. It's an epic meeting. My co-host and my substitute co-host are meeting.
Okay.
So he's headlining. Then we have Dan LaRocco and Allie Walker, who are two comedians on the show.
Rich Walker's daughter?
No, no relation.
That would have been great.
And then Bridget, obviously.
Hello.
And me, and I'm hosting.
This is exciting.
It's so exciting. I'm so excited. It's a beautiful room.
Okay.
The way they have it set up is the bar is kind of split in half right down the middle.
Right.
And they have these giant barn doors that open up and join the two rooms or close them when you're having an event. So we're not going to bother anybody in the bar who doesn't want to hear comedy.
Right.
And everybody who wants to hear comedy isn't going to be distracted by the loud bar. So I'm really excited.
That's fun.
That's June 24th Kitty
Do you have
Mulligans.
the thing you can put up on the screen so people can sit? Oh, sorry.
It's good. It's on my Facebook page. I'm going to.
Facebook page,
Instagram, Twitter,
right?
TikTok.
And if you send us an email
at thebraceyourselfshow@gmail.com.
Hello, we don't have any emails. Somebody, anybody.
Paul sent us emails. He's the only one.
Paul
Sent us emails. Yep. But so if you come down, it's great. Our reservations are recommended. It's filling up, which is another exciting.
Is it really filling up?
It's getting reservations. We're getting
You got
reservations.
a lot of responses back on your
I know.
Facebook thing, like congratulations.
I know. It's so exciting.
I want to do it next time. So you're already getting new gigs there. You haven't done your first.
I haven't even done my first, and people want to do it if I do another one, and I definitely want to do another one. So.
All right. Well, don't you want to see how this one goes first?
I do want to see how this one goes, but I have a feeling it's going to be good.
We
have really good we have really good comedians.
How bad can a Thursday night in a bar, hanging out, having some laughs, libations?
It can't be bad at all.
It's not going to be
Can't be bad at all.
Even the bad jokes are good.
I know. So that's
Pepperidge comedy. Even the bad
Pepperidge comedy.
Even the bad jokes are good. Then they have. See, I'm going to make a joke out of that. Somehow I'm going to work it. Right?
Pepperidge Farm.
Pepperidge Farm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They had a thing.
That's good. That's good.
What that was.
So, all right. So I hogged enough time. So you had some stuff you wanted to talk about.
Oh, shit. I don't even know.
You had some stuff.
Well, we're running out of time. I mean, I have a whole bunch of things. What am I talking about?
Oh, next week we're having Allison on at the Sleepover Fairy. Finally.
When?
And we're making the commercial on the 17th.
Let me check.
You're available.
How do you know?
Because you said you were available the next couple of times.
Stand by.
You know, I can't with the schedule anymore. I really can't. It's too much.
Yeah, I'm good.
Thank you, Paul. The logo for Pepperbridge Comedy is by Snare Graphics, Adam Snare.
Snare's backup job.
He did a really nice job on it, though. He really did. He made a nice poster. It was beautiful.
We'll talk about masks. I wanted to talk about mask holes. Mask holes.
Mask holes?
Yeah.
You're a mask hole.
I am not a mask hole. You know who mask holes are?
No.
What are mask holes? A mask hole, I'll give you an example of a mask hole.
Okay.
When you're driving in your car and there's nobody in your car
and you're wearing a mask, you're a mask hole.
Right? You're a mask hole.
When you're
walking in the park and there's no one around you and you're in the fresh air, you're a mask hole.
I like that.
If you've been fully vaccinated and you're still wearing a mask, you're a mask hole.
You're a mask hole. I like that. Let me tell you, when King Cuomo said that if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to, they were relaxing things in stores, right? I walked into Marshall's, one of my favorite places. And I walked into Marshall's and I said, hey, what's the mask deal? She goes, well, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear it. And I went, ripped it off. She goes, are you fully vaccinated? And I wanted to say to her, well,
none of your business.
You can't ask me that because of HIPAA laws, but
you're like, yeah, check
I am. You want to see my needle bruise?
Yeah, you want to see my vagina shot?
Which I never got.
I didn't order them yet.
What are you waiting for the pandemic to be over?
I don't know.
But yeah, that's been wonderful. Going food shopping, no mask, glasses would fog up.
Yeah, I went to Stop and Shop the other day, and there were some people, I would probably say it was like 80-20. Masks to no mask. And it was just done. But I was like, no, there's no
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done with the mask. And it was like, you look at the people that are wearing the mask, and they look at you, and it's almost like they want to confront you.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't.
And they can't.
And they can't. But then the people that weren't wearing masks, when you made eye contact with them, it was like,
mask hole.
No, we're not.
Oh, not wearing the mask.
Not wearing the mask. We're like, yeah.
We're over it.
It's like those people that have Jeeps, they beep each other on the road.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Jeep friends. Yeah. Beep, beep. That was like us, like passing with cars. We don't have to say anything, but we know that you know that they know that we know.
As you're passing them, you take your automatic scanner and you do a cheers.
Yeah. Like, see you on line 4, sir.
Yeah, no, it's been delightful. But you know what's weird at school? Now so we had to institute recess when we brought most of the kids back because you still have to social distance in the building.
Yeah.
And you can't fit them all in the cafeteria.
Ah.
So half of them go out for recess and half eat, and then they switch.
Okay.
So now they've lifted that when you're outside, you don't need to wear the mask.
Oh, yes, that just went
Right?
down. Yeah.
And these kids are still wearing masks outside.
Well, we've learned how to condition the lemmings to follow
and I think,
whatever it is.
I think also
it's kind of what
their
Victoria
parents maybe
It's kind of what
say.
Victoria was talking about, where, all right, they don't know. They're in this whole pandemic frame of mind. And if you condition them when they're just going to think that that's the norm.
And
that is not normal.
I woke up to them and go, honey, you know, you're outside, you can take your mask off. And they're like, I'm good.
Mask calls. But they're so young.
But they're young. It's not their fault. Their mother might be saying to them, don't take your mask off. I don't care, because people are still so afraid. So
Hells yeah.
I don't know how I feel anymore. I just want life to be normal again. I'm so happy we can go out to eat and we can stand in a bar almost, and we're having comedy.
Yeah, well, I went to Boston over the last,
Did you look up Mark?
I did not. I was in there legit for a cup of coffee. I went on Tuesday morning. I was back by 5 o'clock yesterday. So it was a quick turnaround.
Okay.
So I took the ferry, which is nice.
Yes.
So the only thing worse than a mask hole is a mass hole, because they don't know how to drive. And people, a mass hole. Like, it's, you combine the two. There's people that are still wearing their masks in the car, but they're all mass holes because they don't drive normal.
No,
it's
terrible.
So I met Derek and Cindy for a drink.
Oh,
I ended up
Derek and Cindy.
Yeah, right.
DCRP North.
DCRP North, and there's a whole Islander Bruin thing going on. Congratulations, whiny Islander fans. All right. I'm out of myself. The only thing wrong with that series is that some team had to win.
Yeah.
I was kind of wishing they would both get COVID and then have to cancel the series. That would have made me happy.
That would have made me happy.
Because I don't know what fans I can't stand worse. And I'm sorry, all you Islander fans, if you're watching. But horrible. But they played a good series. We'll see what happens. So
we'll see. Yeah, it's kind of exciting.
That's it. And we did golf. And me and Kevin played golf. I got a billion stories for that. I had a sunscreen incident.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
Can I tell you my sunscreen incident?
100%.
So I go to Florida, and I know that you can't bring the big sunscreen. So I give it to my mother because she was checking a bag.
Okay.
So she brings back my Hawaiian Tropic $13 bottle of sunscreen, and I'm using it all week. You can tell how golden brown I am.
Yeah.
Not. And now I'm leaving, and it's in my bag that I was bringing down to the pool, but I was also using as carry-on.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I don't see my bag, and I'm like, where's my bag? And I see the woman has it, and she's rummaging through it, and she pulls that out. She's like, oh, you can't have this. And I'm like, oh, crap. I forgot to take it out. All right. And she tosses it in the garbage. While this is happening, there is a man putting his laptop back in his bag, his tablet back in his bag, his Apple Watch. If he wanted to, and he was smart enough, he could probably sit on the plane and take control of the cockpit through all of his electronics, but I can't have my Hawaiian Tropic.
Flammable.
I don't understand.
But you can take the plane down
with Hawaiian Tropic?
You know the rules.
I'm not happy about it. Now I have to go buy more.
But listen, this is the world we live in.
I mean, I take my shoes off. I'm wearing flip-flops.
You don't have
dirty floor.
Do you have TSA?
I don't have any of that. I'm not fancy.
Oh, that's not fancy.
I know. I have to
Listen,
get
you
that.
can go to Staples up here and you sit there and they give you the TSA known traveler code and you're gone.
Oh, look, we froze. Oh, that was an ugly look too. I was like, wasn't good.
Yeah.
I know. I have to do that, especially when we go to Palm Springs. Flying first class.
I don't know where this money's coming from.
Not me.
Pepper, you want to get peppered?
I want to get peppered.
You want to get peppered in
I do.
We're going to run a little over.
We're going to run a little over, but that's okay. Let's pepper it.
This is a Pepper Gets Peppered Victoria edition in honor of our guest.
Oh, nice.
All things Victoria.
Victoria made a couple. Anyone who tells you off and harasses you when you don't wear a mask, that's a mask call. You're right. When you don't wear a mask and someone harassed you, That is a mask hole. You're
Oh.
right, Victoria. 100%.
That's what I'm saying, girl.
So this is in honor of Victoria.
Yeah, this is all things Victoria edition.
Okay, I
You
love
ready?
it. I love it.
Victoria Beckham was in what popular girl group? Was it?
I don't need multiple choice.
Okay.
Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna. Spice Girls.
All right, very good. What was her nickname in the group? And I will get you want
Okay.
multiple choice.
Yeah, because I know it, but
Is it A, Sporty Spice, B, Pepper Spice?
Posh Spice.
It is Posh Spice.
Do you want to know why I know so much about Spice Girls?
No. Your daughters?
You kind of want to know. No,
What?
it had nothing to do with my daughters. They were.
You're
very
obsessed
little.
with?
So back when I was teaching, one Halloween, we were having a Halloween. We were all dressing up, and me and a bunch of the other teachers, we dressed as the Spice Girls, and I was Ginger Spice. And they were having a dance that afternoon, Halloween dance, and they said, "Oh, would you guys like do like a lip sync of the Spice Girls, right?" So we were like, "Yeah." So we took it super serious and rehearsed for like 3 weeks, meeting in each other's houses, watching the choreography, reenacting it.
Way overdone.
And we performed at the Halloween dance, and we were a smash, to say the least.
Did
Then
you expect anything less?
no. And then they were like, "Oh my God, you guys were so good. Will you be in the talent show?" So we were like, "Hells yeah." And we learned a new dance.
Right.
And we performed it, and you would have thought the Spice Girls are really there. Kids were holding up posters
Wow.
of the Spice
Where's the video
Girls.
of this? Why don't I
There's
have a
video. I will get you video, and we can play it. I was Ginger.
Why weren't you Sporty Spice?
Because I looked more like Ginger. I'm telling you.
Can you name all the Spice Girls?
Oh, Ginger.
Yeah.
Sporty.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
Posh.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. That's good. I put Pepper Spice in there.
And Peppers.
Did anybody get that reference? No. Over everybody. This is why I don't write comedy. This is why I'm not a comedian. Victoria means what in Latin? Why don't I just give it away?
Victory.
Yeah.
If you would have said, "Well, let me just give it away," I wouldn't have gotten it.
What was I doing? I can't even read my own handwriting.
If you would have said anything, I'd have been like, "I have no idea."
All right, let me see if I can read this one. Okay. In Roman mythology, Victoria was the goddess of victory. In Greek mythology, what was the name of the goddess of victory? Was it A, Aphrodite,
Nope.
B, Nike, C, Athena, or D, Leto?
Athena.
Nike.
That makes
Got
no
it.
sense.
Athena,
I knew it was an Aphrodite.
Athena is the goddess of wisdom and intelligence.
Oh.
She's like the most popular.
See, but I'm thinking the
She's
goddess
like the
of
popular goddess.
Nike was like the goddess of speed. Victory.
No.
Gotcha.
Victory. Nike. See what I'm saying? When they did
What's
that?
Leto?
And it's like Nike. That's how you say Nike.
Nike.
That's the proper way to say it.
Nike.
Leto is the goddess of motherhood. Aphrodite is love, beauty,
Love,
and sexual
yeah.
pleasure.
Duh.
Hello. That she knew.
You want to hear another story?
Why wouldn't I?
Because
Why did you bring it on me, girl? So
when I was teaching, we wanted to come up with a fun way to teach the kids about Greek mythology.
yeah.
So all of the teachers got together and we did, we wrote like a script of all these different snippets about the different gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
So you learned about Dionysus, the god of wine, and all this, and which is my favorite god, of course.
Right.
And anxiety.
Aphrodite. There you go. Hello. Of course you are, Pepper. This famous Victoria played Pamela Ewing in a primetime soap opera. Name the actress. Can you name the series?
Hold on. Say it.
This
Ewing
famous
was Dallas.
Victoria. Do you want to read it? Or you just
Yeah,
gonna...
go ahead.
This famous Victoria played Pamela Ewing in a primetime soap opera. Please name the actress and the series.
I know it
Pepper.
was. I know it. I see her face in front of me. Victoria, blah blah blah, in Dallas.
Dallas is correct.
Dallas is correct. Victoria, hold on. Can you give me the first letter of her last name?
P. Victoria got it already.
Victoria Principal.
Yes. Yeah.
Victoria
Good.
Principal.
Who was her famous boyfriend? Anybody know her famous
Who was
boyfriend?
her famous boyfriend?
Don't look at the screen and
I'm
cheat.
trying
Get
to.
out.
Who was her famous boyfriend?
He passed away.
When?
Oh, 70s. Maybe 80s for him. Late 70s, I think.
I don't know. Who was it? I do know, but I can't remember.
His 3 brothers are like super famous.
Oh, Andy Gibb?
That's correct.
I met Andy Gibb
When
he was doing Pirates
Not
of
recently.
Penzance on tour.
Oh, I forgot. You Broadway people.
Yeah, I went to see him. Him and Barry Bostic. I've had a story for every question
really
you've
do.
had right now.
You do.
It's exciting.
You ready for this speed round? True or false? You ready?
I'm ready.
Speed round. Victoria's Secret was named based on the legacy of Queen Victoria. True or false?
False.
That is false. Do you know who Victoria was to them?
No.
Nobody. There was no Victoria.
No Victoria.
No. It
Just
started with one small boutique.
started
and
with
it
one
was
bra.
And it was a male who founded this because he wanted to buy lingerie for his wife and felt amazingly uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. The stupid things I learn and read.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, good.
Second question.
Okay.
Second speed round question. Britney Spears appeared in the first televised Victoria's Secret runway show in 2001.
False. True.
What?
False.
What is it?
False.
It is false.
Oh, God.
Do you know who did?
In 2002?
In one. It was the first one they televised. They had the shows, the runway shows. They did one.
It wasn't Heidi Klum?
No, I'm talking like performers.
Oh, performers. J-Lo?
No.
I don't know.
Mary J. Blige and Andrea Bocelli.
Andrea Bocelli?
Yeah, he missed out on a lot.
Was he wearing the wings? I don't know. Mary J. Blige, really? I didn't see that coming.
He heard it was a good show.
See that coming?
I didn't either. You didn't see that coming? Neither did he. Oh my
I
God.
forgot he was blind when I said that. So you're really the awful person,
Michelle
not me.
says Taylor Swift. She was 2. She was 2, Michelle.
Oh my God. Oh,
That was funny.
That was bad.
I know. I'm sorry. See, this is why
It's okay.
This is why I wouldn't be good at stand-up.
It's all good. No, you'd be good at it.
Victoria is a small country in the Oceania, located southwest of Australia and the Isle of Samoa. Southwest of Australia and the Isle of Samoa.
True.
That is amazingly false. There is no country named
Oh, a
Victoria.
country?
I said,
Oh,
you didn't hear me the right.
I didn't hear you
What
say
did you think
country.
I said?
City.
No. It's actually it's a county in Australia.
County.
Oh, I thought you said county.
I think you said county.
Victoria Justice got her start on Nickelodeon Zoe 101 and now has 20.3 million followers on Instagram. True or false?
That's probably true.
That is true.
You know how many followers I have on Instagram?
Can you imagine, like,
5.
well, so you're a child star.
I wish I was.
You were.
Wish I was
you
a
are.
child.
Listen, well, don't worry. You're not far removed.
True.
But, so, do you think, like, Nickelodeon, if there was that type of venue, when you were...
Oh, I'd have
you
been
would have
all over
Would
that.
you have been like a mouseketeer?
I would have been sliming people. I would have been like, I would have been Disney doing my own show.
Like a mouseketeer thing?
Speaking of shows,
Yeah.
I made fun of the blind in my stand-up, but in a good way.
What are you saying? Mine was in a bad way? This is why you and I probably will get along very, very well.
I'm watching a really good show. Are there more questions?
I have one more.
One more. Go ahead, and then I'll tell you about the good show I'm watching.
Vicki Lawrence, known for the Carol Burnett
I
Show,
love her.
was a one-hit wonder with a #1 hit song in 1973. True or false?
False.
That is true.
True.
You
What
can't name
song?
The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia.
She sang that?
She was #1 and it hit the charts and was #1 in the U.S. and Canada.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something about her being like Mama. Eunice.
No.
Eunice.
No.
She had the underbite. Eunice.
Do you know how to sing that?
The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia? No.
That's when the night went out in Georgia. That's when. Oh God.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's
like 1973. I was 6.
In what year?
73.
I was 5.
I was 7.
I was 5. I was younger than
I'm gonna
you.
date myself. You
You
still are younger than me.
I still am and always be, and that's
So
the
that's
beauty of
kind
it.
of that kind of wraps up my Victoria edition. in
Written
honor
by her
of
first
Victoria.
husband, Paul said.
Yeah, maybe probably so. Yeah, but that I actually went and I listened to the song because I couldn't remember how it goes, and I was going to print you the lyrics. But if you didn't know the tune,
I didn't know it. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But you got a little Spice Girls out of me tonight.
I did get a little Spice Girls. You sang a little bit, which is good.
I did.
I would like to try to bring that the musical aspect.
I love to sing. Don't make me sing. I want to
Oh
sing.
no! Oh, a song?
Oh.
Are you going to sing during the comedy show?
No.
Wouldn't that be funny if you just like broke out in the song like,
Right.
okay, enough comedy.
I'm going to sing a song.
This is the Night's Light Went Out in Georgia. The Night's Light. Why can't you
Forget it.
say it? Fucking forget it.
I wish
It's a dumb
I
song.
could have the
I
time
never
to
liked it.
write a parody. I wrote my
Oh, I write song
I Will
parodies.
Survive parody.
You just sang one with me last week. The last time we were together.
I did. That was a good one. I liked it.
We've got Brace Band. I didn't finish the whole thing.
You should finish
It's
it.
a lot of pressure.
You should finish it. We should film it.
I told you I already have I have the outfits picked.
We have competition on Facebook.
Yeah, who's that? Everybody under the sun has a podcast.
The Rosie and Bill Show.
Rosie and Bill Show. Who are they?
Rosie and Bill.
Yeah, well,
You know what they have?
Did they have 5 viewers? I don't think so.
They they have funny videos
I made
of them doing stuff
Them doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like what?
like playing tennis, and Rosie goes to hit the ball, falls on her face and stuff. They have a
I've never
sizzle.
done that.
They have a sizzle reel.
Hmm.
A sizzle
I
reel.
told you to make a sizzle reel. We can't even get an intern.
Dude, I don't.
We freeze.
I know,
We
really-
froze like crazy
We
tonight.
need help. We need help. I implore you. I just want my show to be
Okay.
good. I
All right.
love my show. I love my show. I want it to be perfect for all of you who are watching. But people watch later. Do you know, I have a lot of people at work who tell me, they watch the show. They don't watch it maybe when it's right on, but they then watch it.
They should, because this is when the magic happens.
Well, but the magic is later than it. But I love that they watch it, because one of the TAs at my building, she said something about, she referenced one of the shows, and she looks at the other teachers in the room. She goes, "Yeah, I watch Brace Yourself."
Oh,
So
well,
I was
I'm winning
so
you.
touched.
Listen, we got some funny shit going
We
on.
do have some
sometimes.
funny stuff. So, all right. So, folks, we've overstayed our welcome, I think. But June,
I got way more stuff.
what do you got?
I'm saying.
I mean, there was stuff we talked briefly on the phone, and I wanted to tell you stuff, and now it's completely gone
What
out of
was
my
it?
head. It's gone. It's out of my head.
I don't know.
It's out of my
I
head.
felt a little out of sorts today. I don't like this running around thing. You were late.
I was late. But I was helping a friend, but I was late.
I get it.
And we were running around. I was sweating. I think my deodorant quit.
You're telling me. I tell you we should be taping stuff all the time. Do I not?
You do.
You're very busy.
I'm not going to Boston overnight.
Excuse me. How many times did we set up trying to go to see the sleepover fair? Our one sponsor who we're going to plug
Okay,
right
so-
now.
My
Who we're going to plug right now.
she's expanding. She's doing sleepover stuffing like a Build-A-Bear thing, but she comes and you have a party, and my niece had a sleepover fairy party. It was beautiful.
All right. Well, I'm ready to have one.
It was beautiful. We're gonna have one. I got us pajamas.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing there.
Forgot.
We're filming some commercials.
We are. They're gonna be epic.
Will that be better than Rosie and Phil, whatever the frig their name is?
It will be better than Rosie and Bill. Let's stop saying that. Every time I say that, people are like, let me go find who they are. They're probably funnier than these two idiots.
Right. Well, maybe we should start a war, and then maybe we can get a little war
A
going
little
on.
war. Who could be funnier? I think we can.
Think so?
Summer, definitely 100%. 150%.
I mean, if you're filming yourself, like, playing tennis and falling,
No.
that's an easy one.
We're hilarious.
Yeah.
We are. We're
Film
funny.
me-
I am so excited.
Film me after the third bottle of wine.
I'm so excited that you are going to be telling your first joke.
It's not true. I'm not. I
You
think I'm
are.
gonna fail on it because I don't think it's good.
We're going to work on it.
You don't think it's good?
I think it's very good.
Oh.
I told Bridget about it today. How do you like that?
We're gonna get Bridget on the phone after this.
Bridget she's really
She's
great.
gonna punch it up.
Punch on my scrust.
Paul knows that reference.
Okay, so are we good?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. So June 24th, Kitty Mulligan's, come see me and Chris film Brace Yourself Live, and then a comedy show. What a jam-packed night.
Yep.
You're getting 2 shows for the price of
Headliner,
one.
Rich Walker.
2
What?
shows for the price of
Yeah.
one. And
It's
then
like our first live studio audience.
I know. I'm so excited. And then
Do we
June
need equipment
18th.
for that?
We do. Yeah, we need some stuff.
Jeez.
I know. It's a lot of overhead. But we'll talk off the air.
I told you we have a sponsor. IAR.
Huh?
IAR.
Oh, that's right. Well, IAR is going to probably
Oh,
help me
right.
out. Anyway, so June 18th, John Butera's show at McGuire's, his birthday show. June 23rd at McGuire's, the Long Island Laugh-Off. And then June 24th at Kitty Mulligan's in Bayshore on Main Street. You want to make reservations. You want to be there. It's going to be an amazing show.
Yeah. Get in there.
100% amazing.
And next week we have a show.
Next week we have a show. We are interviewing Allison Lynch from the Sleepover Fairy.
There you go.
Finally,
I hope it's nice out. We need good weather.
we are. It's going to be my backyard. I think
We need good weather.
I think my internet's better than yours. I'm not sure. You're finally going to see my house.
I know.
You've never been.
Thanks for the invite. All the girls get to go over there all the
Yeah.
time. Run of the year coming up Saturday. See you Saturday, huh?
Won't be there.
Oh, why not?
Busy, got plans.
No, you don't. What? At 8 o'clock in the morning, you have plans?
Mm-hmm.
What? Sleeping? It's bullshit. How
What
can you
run
not?
is it?
The dog tag.
Where?
2.2 miler, Gardner's Park. If you went on GroupMe,
2.2.
if you went on the DCRP
I know.
GroupMe,
I've been really bad with that.
shame. Mary Rose is
Oh,
running.
hold on. All
Sarah's
of a sudden,
running.
all of a sudden,
Shell's
you
running.
Mr. If you're on the group, mate. 8 o'clock?
It's a veterans run, man. We got to do
Oh.
it.
Now there's guilt.
It's a 2 miler, 2.2.
All right.
You got to
Okay.
support your vets.
All right, I'll do it. I'll
And
do
they
it.
do 2.2 because it's veterans 22. 22
Can I
veterans
walk
every.
a little if I have to?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a run walk thing.
All right, good.
Get it done. It's Gardner's
Why
Park.
do
It's
these
right there.
races have to be so early?
Because they want you to live the rest of your day. The problem is we start drinking early and then we just keep going after. It's a park. We have the tent up.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's a party.
All right.
We're not really a running club. We're a drinking club. So come on.
That's true. No problem.
So get out there and run, people. Support. You know what? The
All
nice
right.
thing is live races.
Folks, you have been a great audience, all 2 of you, and I appreciate every moment that you've
Yes.
spent. Paul, you are
Paul,
so
you're a lifer.
loyal. You're so loyal, and I appreciate it, and I thank you so much. So everybody, I want you to have a great weekend.
Really.
We will be back next week with Allison Lynch of the Sleepover Fairy, and we got great things coming up. So
Yeah, man.
thank you, Victoria Arnstein. Thank you, Judy's
You're
Gems.
awesome.
We appreciate it. And we will see you next week, same time,
Peace.
same place.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Good night, everybody.
Maybe
Well,
not.
that's our show for tonight. Good night, everybody.
Good night. See you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're on.
I think we're off.
We do this every week.
You think we know? Yeah,
You
we're
were
off.
awesome.
We're off, definitely.
You were awesome.
No, I couldn't do it without you.
Oh,
Stop.
You're
Come on,
unbelievable.
stop.
You're amazing.
Everybody loves
It's
you.
you. No,
Everybody
it's
loves
you.
you.
It's not me. It's you.
It's
Trust
Rowan, Chris.
me. No, listen.
I
want
think
you
we're
to be
still on.
No, we're off. We gotta be off.